Yeah, we could even see them go like leaner ogre themselves, just to maybe you have like a position 5 that can maybe be a little bit tankier, give you some vision. Trying to, because if you go for another range support, then you're putting a lot more emphasis on Mars to be that person that can kind of play in front of the leaner. Because, like you're saying, Lilgun, they are going to look to play very aggressive through the mid game. Definitely, leaner is the one that stands out the most with Conquer and Puck Band out.
Dire team,
Hmm.
Radiant team.
Sure.
Come on.
Get it out.
Come
Get
on.
it out.
Ember
There you go
Spirit.
for it. I mean, it's okay. I suppose you're a little bit less vulnerable to things like the Spirit Break. We might see a. I think this is a Yule Scepter game for sure for the Ember Spirit. To be able to
10
nullify a
seconds
lot of the effects
remaining.
of like the Soulbind to prevent the charge, to get rid of the bulldoze. You
5
can dodge
seconds
out the Queen of
remaining.
Pain ultimate as well if you're on point. I think it's a pretty nice setup. You can, dive in deep, set up with the Yule Scepter for the Mars as well, which can also be quite nice.
Hmm. Like, what do you feel like the Ember is going to provide Motivate than what Alina would? Because they are a different style of heroes. So what are they looking for with the Gacha Boy Ember?
I guess maybe respecting the Grimstroke a lot, just realizing that it's one of those heroes that can't do much of anything if a hero gets right in on top of you, and they didn't really have anything to that extent at that point of the
Dire
draft.
team
At least
banned.
unless Mars got like some
Lifestealer.
fantastic jump in there onto the somewhat backlines. They're going to go for a Lifestealer instead of the Monkey King that I was kind of expecting. Maybe just wanting to trade in farm. It means that you've got a vehicle, of course, with a Spirit Breaker or the Queen of Pain. Or you might even just look to hold the
10
Infest for the
seconds
middle of a team
remaining.
fight so you can get that little bit of burst of healing
Radiant
off onto
team
someone like the
banned.
Queen of Pain who might want to be blinking aggressively. And we know
Dire
how
team
aggressive
banned.
Sanctity loves to play.
I think there's a really good Lifestealer pick.
Radiant
You've
team
already gotten
banned.
rid of some of the pretty decent counters with the Faceless Void and the Morphling. Templar Assassin's also already banned out, so now you've got the last phase to protect it a little bit more. Razor, I mean, Terrorblade could be something you're considering. I guess Grimstroke Clop can be a bit of an issue,
10
but
seconds remaining.
just heroes that very physical damage reliant.
Dire
Scotty, yeah,
team
okay, so they do get rid of the Terrorblade. So what now could we go for
Ghost is not
Savage?
horrible.
They don't
Ursa,
take objectives. That's the big issue.
Juggernaut, kind of okay.
I think Jug's such a horrible hero right now, but yeah.
In a carry to carry matchup against a
10
lifestealer,
seconds
Jug wins.
Yep.
remaining.
Just.
I,
So
I'd agree with that. I think it's just the hero
5
overall right
seconds
now. I'm like,
remaining.
whenever someone brings up Jug, I'm like, like, yeah, it's a good
gives
game.
them
It's like the
push.
anti-mage.
That's what I'm
It's
thinking
literally
as
like
well.
the anti-mage. It looks like a good anti-mage game. You see the hero, and he's absolute trash, and then it's like, why? Like, just, there's a reason why it's just not getting played.
Hmm. So what are you thinking? Something like, because I feel like Jug enables you somewhat to take towers. You just put down the healing ward. You can, even if it's high ground, right? You spin and look to take the tower with that, just with the right clicks through it. Or are you looking for something like a Medusa, considering you've got the Mars and the Dark Willow to create space for you?
Radiant
You just want to
team
be this
picked.
sieging beast.
I wish
For
I
the
said it.
troll, I mean,
I should have said it.
it's pretty good. Against the Quap especially. Like anything that wants to be moving around a lot, you can get roots on them. Great. Same sort of thing with just man fighting against the lifestealer can be quite effective, and you're not giving too much out of the laning stage. Honestly, this hero doesn't
10
get enough
seconds
love, in my
remaining.
opinion. I
Troll,
I think, yeah,
he's trash.
in
Denog,
5
dude,
seconds
dude,
no.
if
remaining.
Yatoro plays the hero, it is not trash. If Team Spirit are playing this and winning regularly with it, it is not
Yeah,
trash.
but okay, I understand, but Yadoro is just he's a different caliber of player. My
What are
guy
you
is
saying about
just,
Savage, huh?
I mean,
You may
Outworld.
now
is a
select
TI
your
winning
heroes.
player who just in the finals played a ridiculous amount of heroes. Well, it was like 12 different heroes in a row. Just something stupid. It was stupid. And now you're left vulnerable into an OD. This is a exceptional outward devourer pick. Like
And they've
game
shifted
winning.
up their roles as well. Mid OD against the Ember Spirit, going to be very nice. You don't care about the Ember Spirit and the Flame Guard all that much. It's going to be good for being able to create a lot of space. They don't have a good amount of dive onto you outside of that Ember Spirit. Queen of Pain off lane into a Troll Warlord. It's okay, but you've also got a good amount of harass from your own lineup on Motivate.Trust for that. But yeah, this is a really good game for the OD in particular.
So what I was looking at with the troll previously is that this is still, even though he's not really strong at the moment in the meta, he's still one of, I'd say, top 3 lane dominators in carries. And Spirit Breaker is a hero who can be a little bit weak through the early levels, like level 1 to 3. Once you pick up some bash and phase boots, you can be a little bit stronger. But Troll is, again, arguably one of the best laning carries. And I feel like Lilgun, their lineup was heavily reliant on this Spirit Breaker Shadow Blade timing to kill Gacha Boy. So now, because Troll's going to win that lane matchup, it would have slowed down the Shadow Blade timing, which made it even more difficult for them to come online. So then you have to flex it into a support, and you get the OD last pick. And the reason why I think it is absolutely game-winning is because Troll, whether you pre-BKB, you get Kai with Astral, post-BKB, you just Astral whoever he goes on, and the matchup versus the Ember is exceptionally OD favored as well. You've got pure damage, so you don't care about the Flame Guard. You're a hero that likes to go into single target lockdown as the game goes on in the Hex, so you can solo kill the Ember with ease. You've got really good save versus the Mars as well as the Willow. Like, this is end. It's one of Sanctity's best heroes. So I'm Lilgun. I love this last pick OD. I think it's going to win the game for them. And now the ball's in your court. I've given all the information to you. You always
Not all
make
of it.
me
You
go
haven't even
first.
said everything about it. Like, your supports don't rotate either. That's another big impact, right? One of the big ways to be able to punish an OD is just killing him early on over and over and over again. And Weevil wants to stay in the lane. Willow, not quite as much, but when you've got a reasonably strong lane with the Mars, it's probably something that you want to be sticking around Masteros as well. So, and we didn't
30
even talk about the
seconds
Sanity's
to
Eclipse,
battle.
right? Whenever you see a Morphling or a Troll Warlord, you think OD, just because he's got that terrible mana pool, and you're always going to be dishing out a ton of damage outside of the BKB. Yeah, so I'm gonna consult with my little octopus friend.
Okay. Octopus friend.
He says Lilgun.
He says Lilgun. Is he saying Lilgun because you want to copy me? You're worried that you might, you'd be wrong?
What do you mean I want to
battle
copy you? The
begins.
octopus said it.
Well, okay, you're both copying me then. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
I didn't make a prediction. I'm just saying what the octopus says.
That's good enough for you making the prediction. I mean, it's just, at the end of the day, however you want to word it, it's just copying me.
Look, I had a 15 correct prediction streak during the
I
Dota
don't
2
remember
Champions
that.
League.
Chat,
Well,
can anyone...
Too bad you are not going to gaslight. Chat is not awake at the hours that we were casting that sort of thing. So I was right a lot of the time. Not so much during the regional finals for SEA, but still, I was right during the Eastern European Dota that was going on. This time around, I do think Lilgun have the better end of it.
So what do you feel like is the angle in for Motivate, though? I know you were saying before I, cut you off that you feel like the Troll is a undervalued hero. Could this be maybe an angle in for some of his item timings, or is it going to be someone else for Motivate we have to look at?
I think it's this game is very heavily on Master as well as Gacha Boy, right? Like, you need to find a way to get onto this OD to begin a lot of these engagements, and yeah, it's just going to be a very standard build here by Sanctity. Again, people don't rotate through, so he could just go straight into the Meteor Hammer. He's going to put a lot of tower pressure on without too much threat of them turning around onto you. And so it's just about punishing him as much as possible before he reaches his own BKB timing.
Ah, yes, OD, what a hero. Is God... Are you a little bit surprised we've seen kind of OD tail off so far?
No, I feel like it's a hero that can be punished appropriately, right? He's incredibly single target focused. You just itemize for BKBs a little bit earlier, and you itemize to punish him. So I feel like heroes are good if they're being picked up, or correctly balanced rather, if they're being picked up in the second or final phase of the draft. If you're constantly being picked in the first phase, you're busted. But OD's not that hero anymore. He just really has massive strengths, like we're going to see in this game, but he also has distinct weaknesses. So if you're able to round out a draft with him, I think, all power to you.
Top lane, a little bit of brawling going on. Definitely feels like this is the lane that it's going to be all of our attention to. I mean, Savage and Boom Booey with 11 and Kishka got some pretty strong lanes for either sides at the top of the map. It's really just going to come down to kind of creep equilibrium and how this can set up for the potential kills.
And 423 is just trolling with his like suffix at the end of his name now. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
Gotcha. Just gonna go down here. Fairy Fire, Sanctity want to dive? No, okay, so never mind. Fairy Fire. Gotcha, boys. Gonna be enough to keep his life. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of numbers behind 423. The numbers guy. Yeah, there's some weirdos out there that like numbers.
Something against numbers?
Yeah, I don't like maths. What's maths? It's just
Dire's
not
middle
fun.
tower is under attack.
Torture.
Yeah, gotcha, boy. Not getting too much out of this lane, that's for sure. He's got a Ring of Health coming his way on Sanctity, so he's just got to look to bully even further. I mean, that's one of the big strengths of this OD, right, is that you can just trade very easily. You've got good attack range, and creeps aren't going to be quite as aggressive on top of you.
He is. I got you, boy. Oh. I mean, this here is so dumb into melee matchups. So dumb. I'd really like to see Lilgun bring a sentry out to block the small camp. I think this is a lane-winning matchup for the OD. Ember's going to be forced back to the jungle as Kisha should go down top as well. Charge still on cooldown. And Boom Booey having that level 3 as well is just going to make this so much easier to get the kill on the Spirit Breaker. Savage is still trying to man-fight 11 as well. He's going for a 2-1-0 build, so 11's easily able to get to safety. And bottom lane, Ace 12, he's going to win the solo matchup versus Q as well. So Lilgun getting a couple kills across the map. MG.Trust is going to try and step in, but it's not fast enough, and also is going for a 1-1-1 build, so probably wouldn't have the damage regardless.
I wonder, I'm going to see where exactly this courier is going to end up here on the OD. I think it's very smart that he's not having it right next to the outpost, because... Sorry, not the outpost, the secret
11?
shop, because...
Oh, another kill mid for Sanctity, but also top 11. He's going to go down, so first death for the Queen of Pain. Boom Booey. Will be A-okay, but yeah, so,
You're coming up against a Weaver, and you're right next to the secret shop. So he's already got a lot of mobility. So I feel like one of the big ways to punish an OD is just to be able to take out his courier when he's going for that Meteor Hammer timing. But wisely enough, it's a 5-minute Meteor Hammer here for Sanctity. Like, he just had it perched right next to the sentry ward that's placed here on the medium camp. So, yeah, wasn't even at risk of it dying, even though you had this pretty deep observer ward down here by Motivate.Trust. So, nicely done there. And the tower damage is starting to come as Gacha Boy has to make the walk of shame back into the lane. I feel like he's predicting that he might just die again. This is a level 4 Ember Spirit against a level 7 OD, by the way.
would you like to see a support rotate mid and maybe help with this catapult push?
Oh, good rotators, man. Like, Boo Boo is here, but I feel like you're not exactly able to get too much done.
Oh, more for like Lilgun. Like, would you like to see one of support come over?
No, I feel like it's relatively okay. Courier's gonna die, but it's after Sanctity still gets his item delivered. Should be fine though on Boo Boo. I feel like everything's pretty fine. The mid lane is secure enough, right? So it's just about making sure the side lanes go well enough.
Sure, let's just not bully the Ember. Let's give him a little bit of space for Gacha Boy to catch back up. So they will at least withstand that first tower siege as bottom lane. He's going to be in trouble. He'll at least get the ink swell off before he goes down. And with the double stun, he's able to reposition. And now MG.Trust as well. Going to take some poke damage from 4-2-3. Very nicely done. Lilgun 4 kills now at this stage of the game. They're still considering diving under the tower. But a spear pre-position is going to be enough to keep him alive. As 11, he also too might be in trouble. Boom Boom, he's going to feel like he can dive under the tower. 11 needs to deal with the bug, so he's unable to turn to kill off Boom Booey instead. But Kishkit finds a last hit bash, and that's all you need to at least trade the lives.
Yeah, for sure. It's also that kill streak. But yeah, Sanctity, one of those few mid heroes, especially when you get such an early Meteor Hammer timing, that you don't really need anyone's help to be able to push these towers. You know, such a long range for that Meteor Hammer cast. Wow.
Oh no.
Lucky bash?
I think so. I don't even know. It's just... Oh, but man, I don't know. Just Spirit Breaker is such a dumb hero. I don't think it was. He charged and, of course, getting the bash afterwards, it did a lot more damage than I was expecting.
So, Gacha Boy can't exactly come back to this lane now, because Sanctity's got the Sanity's Eclipse again. So you're going to want to try and defend against this tier 1 tower. As charge onto the bot side, Massa.
Yeah, he's in trouble here. Using that Infest to set up his Ace 12. It's just going to be the sacrifice. And, okay, I was going to say, is he going to keep playing Ring Around the Rosie? But Spirit Breaker's trying to connect. He'll take a little bit too long, however.
Still, though, mid tower's going to fall. Can't join this Gacha Boy.
Dire's
You
middle
can't do it.
tower is under attack.
Ooh, okay, that's a nice value pick up there with the Illusion Rune. You're on point. You can even dodge out the Meteor Hammer coming in onto you.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Like this as well.
MG.Trust might be in trouble. 11's got ulti if they want to level it up. It's lacking a little bit of mana.
That's a little bit too far away. Doesn't quite have his level 6 yet on the Mars. I was wondering if he might try and stay in the lane to make sure he picked it up. Couldn't even get the kill without it though. Oh,
Spirit Breaker's tanky. Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
Maybe OD's going to look to step in to get a kill. Oh, Q drops the ward. He's like, oh crap. There's an OD, but of course, this nighttime. And Sanctity's going to be... Okay, I mean, it's just Gacha Boy. What's really he going to be able to do? Looks like Sanctity's unable to get that quick kill, and now with the threat of TPs coming in, he's going to try and evade from the area.
Did he try and kill the Ember Spirit previously? Because his Sanity's Eclipse is off cooldown. On cooldown, rather.
Yeah, he must have then, yeah. Did he dodge it? Because, I mean, he's pretty healthy on Ember.
Pretty healthy, and he hasn't used a TP scroll, so it's not like he went back to base. Maybe that Illusion Rune did come in handy.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So
big props to Gacha Boy.
Why are you copying me? Why do you say so at the same time?
I'm the original, okay? I'm the boomer here.
The original so, but you just created the word. Now I just unable to use it. Savage, oh no. I'm in top of the net worth. You really need to protect Savage at all costs.
That's the chain lockdown.
No, it's gonna be A-okay. Sanctity can get involved. Even if he pops the ultimate, you can just look to kite him and we'll try and drop the meteor just to make sure the damage is enough. And there we go. I was just gonna say, like, what do you feel like the item build's gonna be for Savage, considering he's had a good game so far? But that's his second death.
Going into a battle theory, huh? I feel like you're just trying to itemize. Like, I don't mind the S and Y, just because A, you're a troll, you need the movement speed, so you're not getting constantly kited around. But B, it can disrupt some of this chain lockdown timing that you're going for on Lilgun. You know, a lot of Dota these days, even though you've got the status bar, is playing on reflex, right? So if you're not hitting the perfect Meteor Hammer into the charge, into the ink swell, like, there will be a small window for you to be able to get off that battle trance, and that might be all you need to be able to turn a team fight around.
On top lane, Kishka, Infest Bomb already coming out with 11, looking to blow up the Mars. I'm gonna try and TP in. Did he... No one cancelled it. I thought the OD might have been in position to do so, but it was, yeah, actually just, you know, Gacha Boy doing himself. And I mean, now knowing the Ember can't be top, Sanctity kills him off regardless. And I mean, this gives so much information to Lilgun just to dive the tower, as they're gonna get another kill, and this time it's on Q.
Not looking great. I mean, you're losing multiple towers at this super
you
early
might lose
stage,
the troll mid as well. Sanctity still got the ultimate to play around with Savage. Got enough time to pop the ultimate, but it just really will not matter. MG.Trust's gonna look to TP over. Oh. The Brute's able to set up. This is a big kill if they can get it. Okay. And now they're gonna look over to Ace 12 as well as Savage getting some gold, getting some experience. And this is, you know, the angle back in. Get some freebies across the map. All right.
That was so close, though. Like, if MG.Trust isn't there, you just lose probably 2 heroes. Like, he had a lot of mana stolen from the Astral Imprisonment. So the Sanity's Eclipse, he was even just mid-animation as that spear came in on top of him. They got a kill anyway.
11's like, all right, you're going to stick around. Let me just blow you up real quick with the ultimate. He's in a bit of trouble. Sanctity's going to TP back down. So who's really the one in trouble? TP's a little bit too long, but I mean, Boom Boom is still going to stay on top of the crate wave, though. So Sanctity lands a combo. And they've got the detection for a quick and easy kill. 14-7 with the kill count doubling Motivate at 12 minutes in.
The rune of haste.
Always been a big fan of Lilgun, both you and I. There's just something about the way that they play, you know, pulling out these unorthodox picks. It feels like their hero pool is just so much broader than a lot of these other teams that are,
Gotcha, boy.
let's just say, like, on their
Oh
level,
my
right?
lord, 4-2-3, don't permabash as well! Are you serious? Spirit Breaker. It can't be 17%. It has to be bugged. I'm convinced.
Is it just today thing? Because we saw it in that previous game as well.
Oh my god. Gotcha boys, like, come on. I've one opportunity. I've got a haste. I can get an easy kill on a support. But now they're looking over to Ace 12 as well. If he even denies himself, okay, he doesn't. Q's going to be able to find the kill, and MG.Trust is looking to connect as well. But the Rage is on cooldown. But they don't have the Dark Willow to combine with MG.Trust. They're still continuing to control Savage. With Sanctity able to step in, that Astral's going to be able to provide some assistance to the Lifesteal. They haven't actually used it just yet. In fact, it's going to be aggressively. Lifesteal still trying to cut his way to the backline with the armlet toggle. Somehow 4-2-3 is alive, making space on space so Sanctity can just whomp on the side and Motivate. As Gotcha tries the Remnant inside the Roche Pit, but 11 hunting the Ember, making sure there is no escape opportunity for Gotcha boy.
Yeah, so Troll nearly got, I don't want to say one shot there, but he took 500 damage almost from the Sanity's Eclipse coming through from Sanctity. Again, I'm not exactly sure why Savage is getting as active as he is right now. He doesn't have his his Battle Fury yet, right? Like, he was having a decent game so far, but those last two deaths, particularly that most recent one, just feel way too greedy.
Illusion.
Going back on kind of what you were speaking about Lilgun and just, you know, how, you know, we're big fans of the team. We've kind of seen these boys really develop, you know, from last DPC to this. I brought it up a couple times, like every time we really see them recently through their games, but I just like how they're adapting as a team and not playing off the back of that cheese style that everyone kind of come to love from them. You know, we see this is, you know, a little bit more of a conventional
it's an important thing to have, right?
Yeah.
Like, the cheese is great to have in your back pocket. It just can't be your strategy every single time. So the fact that they've got this, the fact that they're able to force out those first phase bans onto a Broodmother and a Lycan, which no other team is doing. You know, you might do the Brood, but not the Lycan, is just a big benefit for them, and it allows them to have heroes like the OD still open the pool at the very end of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the issue with kind of the draft style at the moment with 7 bans, where we saw when they were in, what, upper division last year, that you just ban out 7 cheese heroes, and what do you do? Like, your strategy is just broken in half. But yeah, Lilgun, they've definitely been able to, you know, work on this as a team, and you know, we're seeing them take games off the best, and you know, they're definitely in a position to do so at the moment as well. They will have to combat this smoke down bottom from Motivate though. We have 4 heroes at the moment. Okay,
They'll get tempted to go in onto Gacha Boy. It's just a support Spirit Breaker, though, right? And he's level 10.
Yep.
He's above the Ember Spirit and the Mars in terms of experience. Only 23 Savage having more than him at this stage of the game. And he's even starting to build more into... And you thought the bashes were hard before. He's got the Blitz Knuckles coming out to him for that extra 35 attack speed. He's laughing.
Does feel like some of the issues though for Lilgun is going to be how they're able to take objectives. Your Meteor Hammer is great and all, but as the game goes later and later, it's not a reliable way to be able to take tier 2 towers. A DD and Arcane Orb for Roche though is a different beast, so this has to go next patch. Another thing to add to the tally of ridiculous things.
Yeah. Have you made a wish list? Have you, like, compiled everything just into a... Maybe you should do it and just send it off to Gaben at valvesoftware.com just to see if he ends up listening.
That's us. Going to be charged down as well. It's the duo supports making the plays at the moment, while the rest of the team blowing up the objectives in Roshan, and with 4-2-3 and 11 even looking to show up as well. They'll give the kill over to the Lifesteal, who's 6-0-6. So 4-2-3 having a really solid showing, and they do give the Aegis over to Sanctity as well.
Even just realizing that, look, we got plenty of damage right now. We've had a very good early game. We're obviously going to do a lot of damage just normally with the use of the Feast. So he's going into a Heaven's Halberd on this lifesteal. Till Troll has that BKB. really can't fight right now.
Oh. They just had to terrorize as well to disrupt the OD combo on Gotcha Boy. So, I mean, now there is, what, down for 100 seconds, and you need that terrorize for the arena combo because you are lacking damage and a little bit of control through that duration as well. So, I'd really like to see Lilgun now put some pressure on objectives.
I mean, like you were saying before, I think the outer towers are still totally fine for Lilgun to be able to take. The high ground is a different story, not necessarily because Motivate.Trust have great high ground defense. It's just that your heroes kind of suck at doing it. So it'll be a really slow go at being able to take them away. Or it's just going to be a matter of, well, we catch out people outside the base, and then that gives us the confidence to be able to go in onto the high ground.
The ink flows.
Yeah, has Sanctity called someone? Yeah, it was just Gotcha. I do think Lifesteal's the better...
It's just Gotcha. Oh.
Well, yeah, I didn't mean nothing bad by... Oh, he's in trouble now. Mastros into safety with the blink reveal. You're controlling Kishka down, but it's not going to matter. The Infest bonus heal gives 11 time to show on up with the Sonic Wave. A 1-for-1 trade. They'll turn into the advantage with Mastros dying underneath the T2 tower. Now they're looking for more blood as well. As Sanctity, he's jumped over to the backline. They're also pivoting to the Weaver as well. 4 gone as Sanctity blows up the bug. Oh no.
That stupid Scarab on top of it ended up killing him at the end of it all. As they all have a fun laugh as, you know, you might have killed everyone, but there are little remnants of the team fight still onto him. 23 Savage, he's doing the right thing at least. You know, he's not being a part of this when he's not ready to do so. I think at the very minimum, he needs this Sanjin Yasha before he joins in onto the team fight.
Oh, he needs BKB. I don't think he can fight without it.
Yeah, but he's got Sanjin Yasha, right? So
I'm more like, I think you need Sanjin Yasha and BKB.
Oh, of course. Like, maybe if the team fight is perfect, you could take it with the Sanjin Yasha, right? But you can only feel somewhat confident once you've got that BKB.
Yep. Like, maybe he can show up to the... You know, the team fight goes for like 30 seconds. You've wasted some abilities. Like, okay, maybe now I can show up. And in fact, he's actually going to go Yasha into BKB. He's getting charged down as well, but it's the nice thing with at least a couple of the wards from Dire around the middle of the map does scatter some of the movements from the Spirit Break, especially down to bottom, so it does make that area of the map a little bit more safer. Mastro's going to be a bit cautious. It blinked into the Crete Wave. So 4-2-3 is going to cut off the retreat. Savage looking to get involved, but it's really to no avail.
Yeah, don't know about that one, Massa. And, well, you said before that it was the Observer Ward saving him. It was a little bit lucky. He only had 10 seconds left. But even now, with this courier coming out for Kishka, it's going to be so much harder. That is the Shadow Blade completed on your position 4. So a big part of his job. Of course, you're able to contribute a lot in team fights, but I think his main role right now is as soon as Savage shows on the map, especially if it's away from a tower, just disrupt as much as possible. Make sure that he's not able to TP away or join in onto the rest of his team because, you know, you're essentially giving up a position 4 for a position 1. Very happy to make that trade.
They saw Savage.
Probably dead.
Q's a corner. The rest of the Lilgun looking to connect as well. So they'll get the support kills. Maybe. Looks like Boombui. A good old Weaver things, just able to Sakuchi out.
We have revenge to
And okay, so they did see Savage move down bottom, so more than likely they're gonna think, did they actually catch up Boombui as well?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Kishka just got a little bit of vision. Yep, that ward on the high gun should be obvious now with how the Spirit Breaker was able to charge without any vision, of course, to the tree line, so it should be relatively obvious. I do want to mention real quick, Lilgun, they did see Savage move down bot. They're also going to see him on the Crete Wave as well, so they're going to know that he's probably going to look to TP top soon, so this will give them at least some recognition of where the troll is going to be positioning the next minute or so. He's actually still
I don't hate that from Gacha Boy as well as Savage though, right? They realize that, look, one of us always seems to be getting charged, so let's just be on opposite sides of the map and try and split this up as much as possible until we can finally fight. I mean, the BKB, of course, is the big objective for both of them. They've both got it queued up. Someone's probably going to die, but at least both of them won't, and you'll be able to get something out of this engagement.
Kishka's scouting Gotcha Boy. He's already popped the Shadow Blade. They're going to try and set up with 11 instead, and Gotcha Boy just gets melted.
And the downside of that is that it's not like what I just said before, that Savage is getting something in exchange. Like, he's just got his Sanjin Yasha completed. but he wasn't pushing a lane. He was just standing behind that, well, where the tier 2 tower mid used to be.
Do you feel like life still has to itemize for sieging in a way? Like, is Assault Cuirass something you're considering?
Potentially. I mean, it doesn't really help in OD all that much.
Hold that thought. Top
Maybe.
lane, Savage. Again, blowing up Kishka's not easy. 1900 health, along with the status resistance. Sonic Wave gonna look to give them space. Sanctity jumping forward as well. He just drops the hammer and eviscerates 2 supports. Now they're looking at Savage, and he's had enough. 23 minutes, an absolute beatdown as Motivate call it quits, and I don't blame them.
Victory.
No, that was a pretty quick GG coming through there as well from Savage. And second, might need to change my background here.
I'll give you time. It's all right. I know. Often you are the oracle. You like to give yourselves a pat on the back with all your predictions, and often sometimes the backgrounds gives you powers. But I'll tell you what, having Savage as your background this time, it did not work for him or Motivate. That was a rough showing, and it just felt like, I mean, the last pick OD was, it was just marvelous. Absolutely marvelous for Lilgun. We see the flex. I think that's another big thing to mention. Just the fact that 11 has the Queen of Pain in his arsenal to pull it out as a position 3 and then go for Sanctity's OD, which is one of his best heroes.
Yeah, for sure. Very solid performance coming through from Lilgun there. Made sure to adjust the octopus so it reflects the attitude coming through from a lot of OD haters. Oh no. Stay on the stand.
What's going on? What? Yeah, but what about all the Lilgun fans? Like, why aren't you showing them some love?
Oh, we both predicted it. Me, you, little octopus here.
So we both predicted them, but the octopus is on the Motivate fan side.
Yes.
Okay, understandable. Do you feel like this is just a big draft issue for Motivate in this game 1?
It's always going to be an issue whenever you've got last pick, right? You open yourself up to a lot of these gotcha styles. You know, I mentioned for Lilgun in particular, the Morphling, they ended up banning it, but they had this response, especially, like, as soon as you see a Troll Warlord, you're licking your lips. The possibility of an OD. I was just kind of expecting this to be a mid Queen of Pain. Honestly, didn't expect 11's lane to go quite as well as it did. So that was a little bit of a shock to me, particularly, like, when you think Spirit Breaker Grimstroke, you think that they're paired together a lot of the time, right? But Spirit Breaker Quap not anywhere near as strong, but still they were able to get a lot of those early kills into that lane, particularly onto Boombui. And yeah, they just weren't. I think they needed to adjust a few things, but when you have such a dominant last pick and the OD come through, it's too much to be able to come back from.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it was putting themselves in a rough starting position for this game 1. This is 2 series in a row now where I guess the underdog, if you want to call it, has been able to take game 1. The question is if Lilgun can continue on with this momentum into the second game and look to take the series in 2-0 fashion, or if Motivate can end up tying this second best of 2 1-1. We will find out shortly after a break.